Hello there, good morning, welcome back to my channel. My name is Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing a repot of one of the guavas out of the few that are in this pot here. This is Psidium guava, tropical guava, the one that grows over in Thailand and India, Bangladesh. And it's not the Feijoa guava, so this is Psidium guava. And last year I got a single pink guava fruit, and that was the first time I'd tried that type of guava, the pink guava. I've had the white guava many times, and in the past I have grown guava from seed, again tropical guava from seed, and I had a plant that was about 7 years old before it died on me. Unfortunately, it never flowered or did anything, but you know, I kept it that long. So it's been, I think, at least 7 years since I grew guava from seed again, and I've managed to germinate these. These all sort of germinated around about the same time in April, although I planted the seed back in October. Nothing happened, so of October 2021. So I've got all these popped up, and I've got another little pot upstairs which they need to be you know, repotted as well. But I'm not doing all of these. I'm only going to take out this large one and give it its own separate pot, and these will just have to stay together in these smaller pots for the time being, because I don't have much space to individually do them all. So what am I going to use to repot? I've got my pot here. I've got a tray down here so that, you know, I don't make too much mess, and I'm going to be using the orchid bark compost, although the plant seems to be growing fine in the Jack's Magic, but I haven't got any Jack's Magic compost at the moment, and I don't fancy making a trip out to the garden centre. It's pretty miserable out there, and just for that one thing. I've got some ericaceous compost left over, and I think ericaceous will be good for it, because I have read that a lot of the tropical fruiting plants prefer slightly acidic conditions, and I don't think the pH of this is that much. You know, it's probably around about 5 or 6 you know, pH. So I've not tested it, I don't have a pH testing, but they say that guavas and plants like mangoes and stuff like that, I actually repotted a little mango yesterday, and I put that in ericaceous. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig this one out, and I'm going to make up a mix in this bowl and then transfer it into here. So I'll just pause the camera, and first of all I want to apologise for the lighting here. It's not great at all. I've got my grow lights on. Actually I might put the living room light on in a minute, but I don't know if you can see, I've taken it out of the pot and you can see all the roots of these young plants, and it's not very deep. Apparently they don't have very deep roots, and they're quite fibrous. So I'm going to separate the larger one here from the rest. So I'm going to be very careful. I don't want to damage the other plants, but separate that one out and then repot it into the other pot. Right, so I've separated that one out. Look at the roots on that, so pretty good. And then I'll repot the others back in to the other pot shortly. But yeah, I'm going to get that repotted, and I'm going to make the little mixture up now. Right, so I've got my mixture. You can see the mixture there, and then I'm going to lower that in, and then just kind of backfill with the orchid bark compost. So it isn't entirely orchid bark, there is some compost in there as well. So and hopefully it will like its new environment. They do seem to like a lot of water. I noticed that, you know, it dry. Maybe it's because they're all together in the one pot. They dry out very quickly, so I'm having to water every 2 or 3 days. So yeah, more than twice a week I am watering these guava, and you know, no issues of root rot. As you can see, they seem to be quite healthy. So there it is, potted up, singular. And if you notice at the top there, it's starting to branch, and the reason for that was the tip started to dry out because there was some spider mite. It did get not infested, but there was the beginnings of spider mite. So when I sprayed it, that does sort of like make the leaves go a little bit crispy, the young leaves anyway. So there were young leaves there, so they fell off, and then that's caused the plant to, you know, put out a fork basically. So you've got a little branch. So it's not bad. It's a decent height for it to start branching out. Unfortunately, the smaller ones as well, they've also started to do that because the same thing happened with them. So I wouldn't necessarily want it to be branching at that stage, but never mind, you know. So there you have it. So Psidium guava. On the subject of growing guava in the UK, there are, if you're interested in growing this and you think, well, is it worth it, you know, will you ever get them to flower or fruit, there are a couple of people that I know through Facebook and through YouTube. One gentleman, he is based in London, and his name's Brett, and his channel is Lionheart84. See if I can put that down then on the screen there. Have a visit of his channel. He's recently posted about his, I don't think it's a seed grown, it might be a grafted plant. His plant's about 6 years old, and he grows many different types of tropical fruit, so that's just one of many. But the Psidium guava has just started to put flower buds out here, you know, in the UK in September. So have a visit of his channel. And also there's a lady, I don't know if she's, I've asked permission if she allows me to put the picture up of her plant. I won't put her name up because, you know, she hasn't replied as yet. But there's a picture of a plant of a lady who lives in London, and she has this guava tree here, and the close-up shows a picture of 2 little flower buds on her guava plant. That was a seed grown one, and I think she said it's between 3 years old. It might be slightly older than that, but grown from seed. So not a grafted plant from a nursery. She's grown that from seed. So I did ask her what kind of compost she's using and any kind of fertilizer, because, you know, these are seed grown, these are not, you know, grafted plants, and I want to give mine the best start possible. And she recommended, well, this is what she uses: normal standard compost, but the fertilizer she gives it, she recommended this. This I've never used this one before. I have used granular fertilizer, the ericaceous, before. You might have seen that in the tea video that I did. But this one, I'll just turn it round and then you can see what the ingredients are. Don't know if I've got that up too close. And you can see it has magnesium oxide, it's got calcium 6%, nitrogen 10. So the NPK blend is 10, 5, 11 plus calcium and magnesium. So it seems to have a nice blend of nutrients in there. So I'm going to give a little sprinkle of this on the top. So it's a slow release fertilizer. So when you water, it will sort of like filter down into the you know, to feed the roots basically. So I'm just going to scatter some of these on the surface, and might slightly rake it in, slightly dig it in a little bit, just so it's not entirely on the top. And then I'll water it, and Bob's your uncle. So let me know if anyone else is growing Psidium guava in the UK and how far you've got with it. You know, has it flowered? Have you even got fruit on it? It'd be lovely to hear from you, and add your comments in the comment box below. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.